Welcome everybody, I'm Captain Grant, and this is a brand new YouTube channel. I toyed around with Let's Playing on a separate channel a few months ago. I got about 25 videos in, and I liked it. It was fun, but then the new semester started, and I'm at school, and did some house cleaning with my computers, got some of my accounts in line, and ended up migrating away from that channel and all the way Google connects their accounts and my other websites and stuff I was running. I just kind of cleaned house up. Didn't feel like transferring the channel over or anything. I hadn't gotten that deep into it, so we're just gonna start over. My other account was GP Gamer for those who are interested. Yeah. So we're going to start something new. This is Sunless Sea, as you can read, unless you're illiterate. Illiterate people are welcome here too. This is a new roguelike, it's kind of hard to describe. It's a 2D top-down sailing game in an alternate universe created by these people, Fail Better Games. They also created a browser story game called Fallen London. As you can see here, you can go straight to Fallen London from the menu. Their lore and the world they've built is very, very interesting. This is technically still in early access. It's a pretty well put together game for early access. It keeps getting stuff added. I added a new story today. Actually, it got updated. So yeah, it's really interesting. The setting is like a steampunk type London that has fallen into the Underzee, which is an area of a place called the Neath, which is this creepy, hellish place below the earth. I am not familiar with Fallen London as to why London has fallen into such a state, but it's quite interesting. It's very Lovecraftian. If you love Lovecraftian games, the setting will be to your liking. So we're going to start up a new game right here. And we're going to jump on in and see ship rolling already. So this is the... we're going to go through the game screen a little bit in this first episode. This is our... most of the game comes from our journal. They call it the Gazette, I think. But this will be making most of our decisions. Captain's making. 3 decades ago, in the region of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. That's not important. What is important is the vast black sea beyond London, a sea which is yours to explore, as we are a sea captain. And I play a lot of games where I'm a captain, pirate captain, sea captain, space captain, hence the name Captain Grant. You may refer to me as Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Alright, so we are going to choose our past. Decide who you were and what you want to be. So, we can choose between a street urchin. This will give us a bonus to veils, the skill of subtlety and evasion. A poet, which will give us a bonus to pages, the skill of trickery and knowledge. The veteran of the campaign of 68. You fought in the invasion of hell. London's armies lost. You survived. Your loot and your pension have brought you a command. That's interesting. This will give you bonus to iron, the skill of causing direct damage. An ordained priest. You fell from grace. There's nothing left ashore for you. An anonymous benefactor has found a way out for you. Give you a heart, skill of healing and morale. Then a natural philosopher. Give you bonus to mirrors, the skill of deception and perception. So, I've played a few hours of this game so far, and I think this time I'm going to go with Poet, the skill of trickery and knowledge. A lot of the stories have to do with talking to people and stuff, so yeah, we were a poet in our past life, writing poems about the Underzee. An educated and articulated soul seeking sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. This will give you a bonus to pages. Alright, a wise soul. Alright, so this is what tells you what's going on in the game. I've gained 25 pages, which is, like I said, it's the skill of trickery and knowledge. So the values are up here. So we have 26 hearts, 26 veils, 50 pages now, mirrors 26, iron 30, and then our crew. And this stuff will be upgraded with items and stuff throughout, but now we've got a large boost to pages right off the bat. We have gained an officer who is a sly navigator. He's our first officer and adds one more mirror to us, which is good. We get 20 echoes. Echoes is the currency. I'm not sure what the significance of echo is. It looks like a coin in the thing, so it's just currency, echoes. You were a struggling poet, now you're a Z captain. As we know, the area is called the Underzee, and I'm no longer a stranger, because I am a poet now. Alright, now our ambition. Gather 100 tales, learn all you can of the Z, write a masterpiece, retire. Sounds pretty interesting. Wealth, you know how it is to be poor. True. When do poets ever make money? Now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family perhaps, and then the rest of these are locked, which I'm assuming, I don't know because I haven't played this game too terribly much, that these unlock once you fulfill things in the game down the road. So I think we're going to go for fulfillment. It sounds kind of poety. We want to gather 100 tales, 100 poetic tales. Alright, now our ambition is to become London's most venerated explorer. Sounds good, and we are captain. Alrighty. Captain, we do perfectly well ashore as well as at sea. Thank you. And continue. And we get to pick our silhouette. This doesn't really have any bearing on the game at all, except for who you appear as up here. I don't like his bald head. Let's be the captain. We've decided just to become the captain, and we are Captain Grant. Excellent. Alright. So, like I said, most of the game is played from the Gazette. I'm going to exit out real quickly and give us an overview of the menu out here, and then we'll go in and start fiddling with the actual Gazette. So, if we look up in the top left, this is our speed once we get underway. This is how fast we're going. 2 reverse, 2 forward, pretty simple. The faster you go, the more fuel you'll burn. This is your fuel gauge. In fact, we'll launch and we'll just demonstrate real fast. So, see how the fuel depletes extremely quickly. As you can see, we can speed up, we can go down to stop, and then we can reverse, and then these little white circles in the water were docks. So we're going to go back and dock, because we're not quite done in London just yet. And then under the fuel, which we've just wasted in that little demonstration, probably not the best thing to do, this is supplies. This is what you use to repair your ship, feed your crew, all that good stuff. This is kind of like the midpoint is when you get over this, is when people start getting mutinous and grumpy and all that stuff. So not good to get too much hunger. You feed the crew once a day by default if you have supplies. And then down here is terror. Terror is interesting when you're fighting monsters or spend too long in the dark or too long away from friendly shores. Terror will start to creep upwards. In this current build of the game, they're still trying to balance the new combat mechanisms, and terror does not go up as fast as it did in previous builds. So I haven't had that much experience with high levels of terror, but I'm sure it will come to be. Up here is your officer slots. We have our navigator. We can have 5 officers once we acquire them. And then this is the city menu here. So we're going to go into London, and we can carouse in the Wolfstack docks, but that costs 30 echo. We only have 70, so we're not going to do that. We can hire on more crew. Also costs 30 echo. I have a 77% chance of getting somebody. Put your ship in the dry dock. We can buy new stuff for the ship, repair it. Offer passage to tomb colonists. Clutch of immigrants will pay to take it north to Venderbite. Not sure what that is. Haven't done that quite yet. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to visit the Admiralty Survey Office. They pay for information from Z captains, and since we are a Z captain, we will be going and talking to the Admiral, because he's going to pay us for any information we bring back about new places. So let's see. Asked to speak to a higher authority. Unlocked with Admiralty favor, no more than 2. We're going to get an Admiralty commission. Speak to the agent there and return. We'll see what you're rewarded. So basically, we got a mission, just go to explore and come back with the information that we find, and let them know what's out there. So now, before we embark, we're going to go to our lodgings. You can upgrade your lodgings. Your home is in New London, or not New London, Fallen London, and like you can read the paper, you can get a new room, you can purchase an elegant townhouse, and the more you unlock, the more stuff you can do. see once you unlock enough, you can write the Song of the Z, which is what we'll be wanting to do in the end. So this is kind of where you fulfill your goals, like your personal goals and such. Write a will, which I'm pretty sure will, when you die, if you've written a will return some items to your next character down the line, which is kind of cool. But first, we're going to read the morning papers, and we're going to get some recent news. The Unexpurgated Gazette, the magazine formerly known as the London Magazine, the Spiteful Trumpeter News. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The Trader Empress has forbidden singing in the streets outside the palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. So you just got some news. Down here we have one recent news, which we can trade to people out in the Underzee who don't have news per se. So we're going to continue, and we're going to go back, and then we're going over to shops, and we're going to immediately buy some fuel and supplies. We have 9 fuel, which goes extremely quickly. It's 10 each, we have 70, so we're going to buy 2 supplies and 3 fuel. Give us 12 fuel, 7 supplies, which is a good start. You can buy some other stuff. There's lots of stuff to buy. Lots of it is extremely expensive. 1,500, 400, 100. We only have 20. We won't be buying any of that stuff anytime soon. So, this is our ship. We have a forward-facing cannon and a elderly steeple engine. A battered rustic mechanism that will ensure your ship goes in more or less the correct direction. It's very fuel inefficient. One of my first things I want to do is save up for a new engine. So that's our ship. We don't have very much going on. It's our journal. The only officer we have is that guy. Shipyard, which, if you can see, if you ever want like a dreadnought, it's 29,000 or 3,000, which is a little better. 5,000. So. And that's a long ways down the pipeline, so to speak. But yeah, so I think we're going to end this episode here. It's a short, quick intro episode. Got our captain going. Got a little bit of the overlay out of the way. So next episode, we can start sailing the Underzee. So that's that. I've been Captain Grant, and next episode, we're embarking. Have a good one, guys.